Hello. Today we are going to talk about wood fiber insulation and how it can be used as an eco-friendly replacement for conventional insulation in today's construction. So what is wood fiber insulation? Wood fiber insulation is made from wood chips, which can be a waste product of the lumber industry. This waste wood is processed into wood fibers, which are then formed into a low-density material that can be used as building insulation. It can therefore be used to replace traditional insulation made from fiberglass or chemical spray foams, which have a number of associated drawbacks. So how does a tree become insulation? Trees are harvested and sent to sawmills where they are processed into lumber, wood chips, or other wood products. Leftover chips from the sawmills are then manufactured into wood fiber insulation. This is done by two general methods: wet processing and dry processing. In wet processing, wood chips and water are put through a refiner which break down the chips into wood fiber pulp. This is then mixed with more water and additives to bind the mixture. The pulp mixture is spread onto a conveyor, and through pressing and vacuum pumping, approximately half of the water is removed. The board is then dried in a large air dryer to remove the remaining water. Finally, the dry boards are cut to their finished size. This process produces boards that are around 25 millimeters thick, but larger sections can be made by gluing multiple boards together. Wastewater from pressing and wood waste from sawing and milling are both recovered during this process. In dry processing, the chips are refined, dried, and cleaned. The fibers are then mixed with a binder and dropped into a spreading machine. From here, the mixture is deposited onto a conveyor belt, which takes the fiber mix through the sizing and curing unit to form fiber mats. After being sized to the proper thickness, the fiber mats are cut and machined into the appropriate lengths and widths. The fiber mats produced are approximately 240 millimeters in thickness, much like typical fiberglass insulation. Again, the waste from sawing and milling is recovered. In regards to material properties, additives in wood fiber insulation are non-toxic, resulting in better indoor air quality. The insulation is also breathable, meaning that water vapor can pass through it and evaporate, which prevents the formation of condensation and mold, again improving indoor air quality. The thermal conductivity of wood fiber insulation is comparable to that of traditional fiberglass insulation, but poorer than spray foam. However, the same insulating properties can be achieved by varying the thickness of the insulation. Despite being made of wood, fiber insulation has very good fire resistance properties. This is because the outside surface of the material chars when it's burned, forming a protective layer which slows the spread of fire. In combination with suitable building materials, it is able to provide an F90B fire rating, which means it would take 90 minutes for the fire to penetrate through the structure. Further, the material does not emit any toxic chemicals when burned. Looking at traditional insulation, the two most common types are polyurethane spray foam and fiberglass. Spray foams have several drawbacks when used. The most obvious is that it is toxic to humans when being installed and requires full protective clothing and a respirator. Because it hardens after it is installed, it is also difficult to remove or modify and leads to having to cut it out. Fiberglass insulation is the most common form of insulation used when constructing homes. It is safer than spray foam, but still requires gloves and a dust mask. However, much like asbestos, this form of insulation is believed to be carcinogenic. Unlike traditional insulation products, wood fiber insulation is derived from a resource that is both renewable and sustainable. Trees, and Canada's forests in particular, play a major role in carbon uptake. The sustainable harvesting and replanting of trees can help to offset the globe's increasing carbon dioxide concentrations. Wood products can therefore help by acting as carbon sinks, reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Wood fiber is compostable, but it is often burned, and the heat produced can be recovered to provide energy for industrial processes. However, both these processes produce CO2. As a better alternative, wood fibers can be recycled, preventing the carbon from being re-released into the atmosphere. Canada has huge potential for a thriving bioeconomy. Canada's forests make up 9% of the world's overall forests, but due to low population density, they are not under the same pressure to be cleared for agriculture or urban development as forests in many other countries. Of the 5 countries with the largest forest areas, Canada has the largest forest area per capita by far. This means that there is huge potential economic benefits for Canadians by increasing the sustainable production of forest products. Wood fiber insulation could therefore play a significant role in growing Canada's bioeconomy. Although wood fiber insulation is not a brand new product, its popularity is increasing due to the need to develop alternative uses for pulp chips and low-quality wood fiber, as well as the demand for renewable and green products. Conservative estimates put the market potential for wood fiber insulation at $100 million in North America. Competition is well established, however, with market price being the driving factor. Production must therefore be scaled up to levels that allow wood fiber insulation prices to compete at market value. At a competitive price, the green benefits of wood fiber insulation should highly favor market adoption. The forest industry is one of the most important sectors in the Canadian economy, with both the provincial and federal governments having invested in research and development of forestry products. In 2014, the BC government invested $2.25 million in research and development of wood fiber technology, and in 2019, it invested $10 million to fund projects that would make better use of wood waste from the forest industry to prevent it from being burned. In addition to the revenue potential from alternative forest products, such as wood fiber insulation, money can be saved in the form of carbon taxes by preventing the burning of waste wood, and can help Canada meet its international CO2 emissions pledges. Wood fiber insulation is an eco-friendly substitution for traditional building insulation. Benefits of this product include being non-toxic and safe to install, sourced from a renewable resource, recyclable, and it provides a means of carbon storage to combat climate change. It also has substantial potential to grow the Canadian bioeconomy. The most significant drawback to wood fiber insulation continues to be the increased cost of manufacturing. However, as research and popularity continue to increase, production will become less expensive. As the world continues to adopt new products and processes to combat climate change, wood fiber has the potential to become an industry standard in building insulation.